and welcome to another episode of the G Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. And party we are. Before we get to the party, let me introduce you to my co-host, my right hand when it comes to Godzilla on the G Show, G73, Megzy, my brother Chase. What's up?
Dude, I am stoked because Toho is setting up the Godzilla Empire, and it is beautiful.
Toho is setting up the Godzilla Empire, that is true. But before we talk about things that might be, let's talk about things that are. And right now, as of today, this recording on Thursday, the 25th of July, Criterion has officially made it known that they are dropping the entire Showa era of Godzilla films. That's right, people. From 1954's original to 1975's Terror of Mechagodzilla, the Criterion Collection, they are dropping on Blu-ray. Oh my God. I'm telling you right now, I am absolutely over the moon with this news. I love it. I absolutely love it because that means I'm going to be able to have movies in my collection that I don't, all on Blu-ray, which also means now that I will have the entire Godzilla series from the Showa to the Heisei to the Millennium to the Legendary to Shin on Blu-ray. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I am through the roof. I mean, honestly, I wish this news would have came out around Comic-Con, but it doesn't matter. We got some news in Comic-Con. We're going to talk about that.
It's funny you say that because it was supposed to.
It was, right? Yes. Because
yeah.
I remember like during the weekend and in the beginning of the week, there were, like, it was like Sunday and then Monday, there were like these teases on the internet. I think Target might have had something up with no pictures, no box art, and then I think they took it down quickly. There was like another Blu-ray place that had things up, and nothing official until earlier today. I got a text message from one of my friends who knows I love Godzilla. He's not a Godzilla fan, and I love him for it. And he said, but he's a Criterion fan. He's a movie head, and he always gets Criterion shit. And he has the original 54 Godzilla Criterion Blu-ray. Like, he showed me that. He said, this is one of my favorites. And I'm like, that's my boy. I love you. He texted me this. I couldn't believe it. I jumped right on the freaking internet. I went all over the place, and there it was. And I was like, oh, gotta see it. Put it on the G Show. Put it on the G Show. We gotta do it. So, yes, if you hear the excitement in my voice, it is because of this. Godzilla, the Showa era films, is coming to Blu-ray October 29th. It'll make a perfect birthday gift for not only you, Megzy, but for me, too. I'm ready.
I know we're both Scorpios, ain't we?
That's right. Our birthday is in and around that time, ladies and gentlemen. So if y'all want to be nice and donate something, I'm just saying. Oh, man. But listen, all right, I'm through the moon with this, bro. Man, your reactions to this news coming out.
I am, it's so funny because I was just thinking about this last night. I was like, shit, if they release something that, like, it wasn't even that. I was just thinking about, like, all the movies I have, and I'm only missing one movie, and that is Son of Godzilla. I have every single Godzilla movie on DVD and Blu-ray. They're not all on Blu-rays, but they're all DVDs, but I like that. It's not that big a deal for me if they're Blu-rays or not. But I'm missing Son of Godzilla. And I was like, crap. That means I'm missing one movie, and if they release this whole set, that means I have all of the movies I have already in the Showa era duplicated, but I get the Son of Godzilla, which is fine. And then, lo and behold, the next morning, I wake up and it's like there's a big old trailer and everything.
Dude, you willed it into existence. You know you did that, right? Like, you totally willed it into existence.
I know. I do that a lot, and it's kind of starting to scare me because, like, it's just trippy. I feel like I'm becoming intertwined with the powers that be, and I just don't know how to harness that power. And when I do, you'll know, Ray, because you'll have hair on the top of your head.
Chase is a celestial, ladies and gentlemen. He's a celestial god. You have no idea.
Me too. But anyways, I was insanely excited, and the first thing I did was put it on Megalon and my Snapchat. And I texted my sisters and my mom and my friends and said, all I want for my birthday is this.
That's exactly what I did.
And I said, and or early Christmas gift.
Word. Well, they got some time. This doesn't come out till October 29th. So they got some time to put their funds together and get you this for your birthday. Because to me, that's a glorious gift.
Absolutely. My sister texted back that, are you fucking kidding me? It's a $179 item.
You gotta tell them, say, sis.
But that's why you guys put your money together and buy me this.
Sis,
duh.
You gotta be like, sissy poo. Love knows no bounds.
Yeah, and I even said, well, if you guys love me enough.
Come on, sis, let's get that for chick. Come on, you gotta get Brother Chase that.
Tried to bend the wire a little bit there. But this thing's cool, man. Like, it's cool. The thought process that they put into it and the care they put into it, like, it is an ultimate collector's thing for, collector's item for Godzilla fans.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. All right. So just like looking at this thing, okay, the trailer, first off, was awesome too. I really love that little put together package to showcase this. This is Criterion Films. Now, they never in a million years would I have figured they would have did the entire Showa run, because again, you got a lot of campiness, and I don't know much about Criterion. All I do know is that they put out a lot of like really classic films. They try to preserve film, and the fact that they're doing this with Godzilla and the Showa, they're preserving it. That as a Godzilla fan, this means more than, if, let's say, King of the Monsters would have made like $1 billion at the box office. This, to me, shows that there is absolute, genuine love from, sources outside of our fandom. And this box set, I mean, just looking at it, the way it's packaged, the put together, to me, it just shows, it means everything. I mean, holy crap. Each movie has like a different art card from a different artist, yet it all looks the same. Like color-wise, the color palettes are there. Dude, it is astonishing. I was looking at some of these things, and it just absolutely gorgeous to look at. Destroy All Monsters, for instance, is dope. Freaking All Monsters Attack, aka Godzilla's Revenge. I love that cover more than I like that movie. I love that cover. It's insane. So I mean, like, oh, look at the Godzilla versus Gigan one. Holy crap, that's cool. I tell you, dude, I'm through the moon, over the moon, through the roof, over the moon. I am so excited for this. I love this. I cannot wait to own this. Again, it is within our birthdays. It's for me personally, and I understand sometimes there might be some financial issues, but for me personally, this is a must-have for every Godzilla fan. Like, this collection right here is a must-have. I think people need to shell out some cash, but save up, because again, outside of the fandom, if you look at what Sony did with the Heisei Millennium series, and we talked about this last week with the corny ass blank menus, it's just everything was just static. This looks like it is well put together, well done, and definitely a collector's edition for collectors. That's redundant, but you know what I'm talking about. I can't wait to get this thing, man. But oh man, like I said, to me, everything here, this is perfect. This is perfect. But
it makes me hopeful that Criterion will put out the rest of the movies too.
Oh my god, dude! If they did that, look,
which we can get into, because Toho has basically dropped a big old nuclear bomb. But anyways,
yeah. Well, listen, I'll put it like this: that the Kraken releasing, whatever they call it, that studio who put out 84, Gigan, Smog Monster. Oh my god, I'm missing one. Ibera, Sea Monster, right? I really do enjoy those. I love that Godzilla 84, 85 Blu-ray. I love it. Like, I love that. But if Criterion was to say, take and get the rest of the series, like Heisei and Millennium, and drop it, yeah, no doubt about it, I'm going to buy that too. I'm going to own it. It's crazy, because I literally just bought Destroy All Monsters and Megalon on Blu-ray, like, earlier this year. And I still haven't watched Megalon yet. I used to watch that over and over to my tape pop as a kid. It was the first Godzilla movie I ever owned. But I haven't opened it. I haven't watched it yet. But now I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna have duplicates. But I have to own this collection, bro. I have to own this collection. I'm like, holy crap! Because like you, Son of Godzilla. I haven't seen Son of Godzilla. Shit. Years, decades, honestly. I'm talking about, I think the last time I saw that movie was in the late 80s when it was on television.
I was like probably 7.
Okay, so that was definitely not the late 80s, but it's just, it's just crazy, man.
It was probably like 2003 for me.
Good Lord, man. But all right, so let me ask you this. This is a dope collection. It's beautiful. You've seen the artwork. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous and stunning. There's one thing that stuck out to me, and we only said that there was something about this. We didn't say what it was yet. So I want to know if this is the same thing, if we're on the same freaking wavelength. What was it that you had an issue with? What was the one thing you had an issue with this? And then I'll say if I had the same thought in mind.
My issue is how much it is going to cost me.
Okay, that's not what I had in mind at all.
I just don't see $180 justified to pay for that. I mean, yeah, it looks great and has all the movies, but there's movies at Walmart, series collector's editions that are around $50 and they have more than 15 movies in them. And I mean, like, I can justify maybe $100. I could justify maybe 70, but $180, almost $200. That's really expensive for this, and that just really grabbed me negative. And I mean, I had other minor things, but they're just more personal tastes. Like, to me, like, some of the artwork was cool, and then some of the artwork bothered me. But other than that, like, that's just irrelevant. That's just my personal taste, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, really, it's the price. This thing is very, 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 very expensive. And it's just, it's going to be a hard thing to obtain if you're in a financial spot that I'm in.
No, I hear that. Go ahead.
No, which is a lot of people, you know?
Right, and I get that. I totally do. I understand. To me, and it is expensive. I'm not saying it's not. It's definitely not. It is expensive. For me, though, outside of the price range, I'm not saying whether you can afford it or not. I think it's justified, honestly. You're getting 15 movies in Blu-ray, but they're not shortchanging you. You're also getting this amazing book, and I get that some artwork may hit or miss. I really do like all of it. I haven't looked at all of them blown up just yet, but for the most part, everything I've seen, I enjoyed, and I like the color palette. And just the idea of getting these movies in this prestigious format, to me is worth the price of admission, because it doesn't look like they're gonna skimp. I could be wrong when we get it and we open it up and you put it on and then there's the static, let's say just show a Godzilla 54 just standing there on each and every, DVD or Blu-ray, every disc I should say, and that's your menu screen. I think this is going to be chock full of stuff. I don't know about all the behind the scenes stuff because these movies are, 65 years old when the first Godzilla came out this year. They're old movies, but maybe we get some things in there that's worthwhile. 180, yes, it's steep, but to own 15 movies plus the package itself, I think it's a discount, because if you look at what the original price is, it's $225. That's crazy. So for 180, I mean, that pre-order's in. It's in. I gotta lock it down at that price. Open up a credit card if you have to, and do some $10 a month until your credit card's done, and just set that credit card for this alone. If you're a Godzilla fan who can't afford it, I'll just say it. What I thought you were gonna say, and this is the only thing that kind of was like, oh damn, really? What I thought you were gonna say was the King Kong versus Godzilla they're not gonna have the Japanese cut. Wait a minute. Time out. Did they change that? Wait a minute. Hold up, time out. I'm reading this for the first time since I read it the first time. After his first 2 cinematic rampages, Godzilla revived as an adversary for the Hollywood import King Kong. When Kong is discovered on a remote island by a publicity-hungry pharmaceutical company, the giant ape set on a collision course with Godzilla. Hooray! And Japan braces for a double dose of devastation. Both the Japanese release version and the U.S. release cut were rousing hits, cementing Godzilla's status as series-worthy star. Okay, that doesn't say nothing. So, I saw something earlier today where it said that only the U.S. cut was going to be included in this collection. So, because I don't know if all of these movies are going to come out with the English dubs. They might be all subtitled. Which I have no issue with.
Usually Criterion does the Japanese and the dub.
Okay, that would be dope. But like I saw something with King Kong.
Which would be good too, because I would be very disappointed if it was only in Japanese.
And I gotta be honest, and this is one thing I've constantly said. I'm more of a subtitle guy. I love the subtitles and stuff, but only from like the Hesai on. The Showa movies, I grew up watching the English dubs, so I love them. I do. I put them on my classic media. I put those DVDs on, and I watch them. Both ways. Easy. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'll watch the dubs. I love the dubs.
It's hard for me with subtitles because I have ADD. So when I'm reading a screen or watching a movie and subtitles pop up, I'm only paying attention to the subtitles and not what's going on. And then when I go to look at the screen after I'm done reading, then it's a new thing, and I'm like, what the flip? So I'm like, it's bad, but it's different because in a video game I put subtitles on because usually when there's subtitles, I use that mostly for just like if I miss information, but yeah, in movies it bothers me. Like watching Shin Godzilla in theaters with subtitles was very, very disappointing.
Oh my god,
very hard for me.
Yeah. Well, when I watched the English dub version of that like last year, that was very, very disappointing. They had 4 voice actors for the entire movie.
Hey, we did it again.
And we did it.
Can't go without talking shit about that movie.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We had to get it in. Hey, at least we didn't call it Shit Godzilla. But that still can change to the rest of this podcast. I get that. I totally do. I understand that because one of my good friends, when he watches anime, he's like, if it ain't subbed, if it ain't dubbed, I'm not watching it. Because he's like, I can't. I pass out. I totally get that. And I would totally watch all of these with the English dub. Because I loved all of these with the English dub. Especially Terror of Mechagodzilla. Good God, do I love the dub on that one. And I recently watched the subtitle version, the original Japanese version, and I don't believe I ever watched that one before in that format because I saw things that I never saw before. Wait, what the fuck? It was like, holy crap, blew my mind. But I honestly, I love Godzilla, and I am not lying when I tell you I absolutely love this packaging, this idea, the fact that it's coming. And honestly, come on, people. Come on. It's G73's birthday. Megsy Chase's birthday. Let's get him the Godzilla Showa era film collection. Let's do this.
Yeah, help me out.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm disappointed with the price because it's just not in my affordable range. But, however, I'm still going to get it whether I have to saw off my leg or not.
Donate his body to science, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God.
No, they'll turn me into Mecha Chase.
Come on now. You wouldn't want to be Mecha Chase, though? Let's be for real here. Would you not want to be Mecha Chase?
Oh, dude, I would love to be Mecha Chase.
That would be awesome. You get to shoot fucking missiles from your fingers.
That would be either the $1 Million Man or the Bionic Man.
The Bionic... Dude, seriously. Now I want to go and get my body donated to science, and we could join forces. Yeah. We'll be the Bionic Bros, bro. Ah, that's it! Dude, trademark! Copyright, you heard it right here first. The Bionic Bros. Dude, we're doing it. We're going to get sued.
That's going to be our first screenplay.
That's it. I have no idea what's coming at you in 20... 2025, 27, maybe 2029. It's coming, the Bionic Bros. Be careful what you wish for. We're coming at you. Thanks to Godzilla and Criterion. But I do want to give a big shout out before we, jump into the next topic. Big shout out to Toho for letting this even happen. I think this is a step in the right direction in regards to getting Godzilla out there. The way Toho has said over the past year that they want to make this a global brand more than it already is. Because let's not say otherwise. Godzilla is known around the world, whether well known, whether like Batman or Spider-Man status, still is to be argued. But every country around the world, unless they don't have TV or internet, has heard of Godzilla. And I really do think this is the definite step in the right direction by letting Toho letting this be released. I'm super stoked for it. And I all props to Toho for saying, you know what? Yeah, do it. Because remember, a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago, about a decade ago, actually, remember when Toho released the final box set? Holy crap! Was that not the most...
The one with the 54 bust?
I think it was, but it
was like $1,000.
Something like to that effect. Yeah, something to that extent. It was a Japanese audio only, no subtitles. DVD. It was called the Godzilla Final Box. And it was every single Godzilla movie from 54 to Final Wars. And it was fucking dope. And you don't know how bad I wanted that. It was unbelievable. But it was only for Japanese, it was only for Japan. They weren't putting any subtitles on it. It was just produced and manufactured. Well, of course, manufactured in Japan, but it was produced for the Japanese. And as a Godzilla fan on the outside looking in to the homegrown hero, I'm like, damn, I would love to have that because it's like it was at that time the definitive edition. It was Toho saying, this is our definitive edition of Godzilla, and they put it out there. And, it stung. I can't lie. It was like, damn, why can't they do subtitles? I was looking for places to do, like fan subs, because shit, I look back to my VHS collection of Heisei Godzilla movies, and from that I went and I wound up buying a bunch of the Showa ones on VHS with the subtitles because now I wanted to see the original versions presented in the original way. And those weren't licensed by Toho. Those subtitles weren't Toho licensed. It was just somebody who knew how to speak, Japanese and freaking translated it for us. And I loved it. I love those. Dude, I have a box that I call the Holy Grail. I don't let nobody touch the box. Wherever I move, I carry the box. And that box contains those VHS tapes. And the Transformers collection that my brother bought me for Christmas one year, which is dope because it's got the Matrix and you pull it apart and the Matrix opens up. Now, light, our darkest hour. But that's off the subject. But just saying, those are the things that stay in that Holy Grail box, okay? But seeing that Toho was saying, do it. It's such a tremendous leap of faith for them. And I really hope it pays off for them. I really, really, really do hope it pays off for them because, again, I can't. I am gushing. You don't know. I am gushing over this thing. It's gorgeous. I love every bit of it. And, one way or another, you're going to have it in your collection. Trust me on that. And you people out there listening to this in G-Show land, you will also eventually have this in your collection because you just can't not have it. Unless you're like, well, I already got these movies and I don't want duplicates. Then I can't argue with you. But I'm saying, this to me is Toho saying, okay, we did our final box. That was our definitive thing. But now here you go. This is for the rest of the world. Here's the definitive version. And you can't get any bigger than this Criterion collection. So, yeah, I'm super stoked. I totally rambled and I'm sorry. But you know what? That was something worth rambling about, my brother. But that is what Toho has given us that we know is official. Brother Chase, talk to me now, because last week was Comic-Con, and as you guys out there know, we do pre-record this on a Thursday, and then it gets posted up on the weekend, hopefully Saturday morning. So there were a lot of things that we missed in the last podcast that happened like literally right after we wrapped and then went about our business for the weekend. A lot of it came from the Toho booth and then just comments made all over the internet, on Twitter or whatever the case may be. I wasn't following it like that as much, but I know who was, and that was my brother right here. So, Chase, what was Toho talking about when they were saying, we have ideas or we would like to see this go here after Godzilla vs. Kong? What was their plan, bro?
Man, oh man. So where do I begin? Toho had a panel. They threw a surprise panel. And Takashi Akito, I think is his name.
Time out. Wait a minute. What? Toho had a fucking panel?
That's what I said.
Wait. Is this thing on YouTube?
I have no clue.
Crap!
I haven't found anything. All I'm finding is articles.
Oh my god, dude, I had no idea they had a panel. I thought this was just like
That's
a little
what I was sending you. That's what I was telling you guys.
I thought it was just like somebody went and asked them a question, like, hey man, I'm from X Entertainment Network and we want to talk to you real quick. Holy crap, they had a panel.
Yeah, and this came from Takashi Akito, from his mouth. Everything he says that I'm going to repeat in this article.
Go ahead, brother.
And this is what I'm so happy about. This is Godzilla's Rebirth. And I'm going to explain. This is where I'm just hear me out. It's gonna kind of sound confusing because I don't know how to really piece it together, but it says here, in the past, this is one of them. In the past, Toho licensed Godzilla to Hollywood, Akito says. From this year, we actually invested as well, and we've been working on the creative side, which has been very exciting as well. The big takeaway, however, is that Mechagodzilla could be making a comeback, at least if Akito gets his way. The Toho executive also teased the possible return of the Jaeger, which might be in a Pacific Rim crossover that was allegedly scuttled back in 2017. Mechagodzilla has been a huge impact on the fan base, Akito says, and that is probably something that might be coming to our future. And then this article continues. We love the Hollywood Godzilla movies. We think it's really an honor that they wanted to sort out and remake their own version, Hollywood, Takashi says. It's so different. We're going to continue that branding and that type of Godzilla universe to expand even more. He says, however, this isn't from him, but however, the Japanese Godzilla has 29 movies that have already come out. It's a very specific type of Godzilla universe. So we're probably going to see both of them sort of evolving as we go. Oh, so it was from his mouth too. We just love that there are two sides of Godzilla. And he goes on about how Godzilla has been told for political and just type of horror stuff, whole bunch of things. He goes on and on about certain things. But in terms of what kaiju are represented, Toho likes to give the reins to the creators behind the film. We like giving control to the creators, whether they want to bring back an old character they have or a very special connection to or there might be some directors who want to create new monsters. Where Toho stands is we say yes to both because they're both exciting. We want to see the new characters come onto the big screen, and also the older characters to be revived as well. Toho isn't only looking towards the future of the films, but is looking towards expanding the amount of Godzilla merchandise in the United States. Fans have been seeing a start of this. This will pop up shop new figures, official social media accounts, and of course the presence of San Diego Comic-Con. But this likely won't be the end of the greater expansion of the franchise, especially if Toho plans to take over the Godzilla film production after Legendary's Monsterverse. That's pretty much the big and sum of this whole article. I mean, there's one last thing here where he's talking about the licensing, And he's basically saying that all bets are off now. Godzilla is not going to be a shackled thing to Toho anymore, he's basically saying.
Oh, wow.
And man, oh man, this is Godzilla's rebirth. Man, oh man, this is the news I think should have been announced when they decided the first, well, maybe not with 98, but years ago. After maybe 2014, which basically this is the start of it, so I guess it's the right way. But with Toho saying this, I am so excited for Godzilla's future. So excited. Like, don't even worry about anymore what happens with Godzilla versus Kong. I'm not even worried about that anymore. Whether that movie does good or bad at this point, to me, is irrelevant. Because to me, this means that Toho's going to find a way, either way, to make Godzilla more known in the United States. And man, I don't care at this point anymore what happens. I don't care. I was right about Godzilla vs. Kong not getting a trailer. I think we kind of knew that too, so I'm not going to discredit you, Ray, because you kind of thought so too.
No, that's fine. It was all you, brother.
Yeah, well. Anyways, that didn't get a trailer, and it just makes me more easier on the idea that we're not going to see Godzilla this year. We're not going to see it in March. I think that's going to be a big thing that changes. I still hold on to that. I hope I'm wrong. Not really, actually. I don't hope I'm wrong, so I take that back. But anyways, I'm not talking about Godzilla versus Kong anymore. I'm talking about this. The future. The future. He also goes in and talks about their ideas for what they want to incorporate with bringing Godzilla to more outlets, which is movies, video games, toys, clothing, and other brands of accessories. Toho is capitalizing on their monster and making him not a shackled mutation to Toho anymore. Toho is basically rebooting Godzilla. And I think it is beautiful. So beautiful and so exciting because this is the prime of Godzilla.
Listen, man, I gotta be honest. I haven't heard this enthusiasm from you in about several weeks, but now in several podcasts, you've been kind of, after the initial excitement of King of the Monsters wore off, and then we were, sitting in the financial situations and and then Legendary saying, oh, we're going to move it back, we're going to move it forward, we're going to do this, that. I have not heard this type of enthusiasm from you for several weeks, and let me tell you, brother, it excites me again. It's a refreshing feeling. I am so happy that you're back, man. You're back. There you are, brother.
Man, dude. I agree, dude. I was worried. I was nervous, and I still am. But with what was said by Takashi, even if it's just a good thing. It's a reliever because I feel like Toho realizes we're going to have failures. Nothing ever is successful 100%. Nothing's going to be 100% rainbows and ride to the buco bucks. We're going to have hardships. And why we punish our product and the people that love our product because of that. And to me, it's just beautiful and exciting because as a Godzilla fan and prior to all of this, I was worried that when the MonsterVerse is done, Godzilla's going to be dry and dry and not as around anymore. And it's like I got maybe 8 years of Godzilla stuff, and that's it. And it made me nervous because I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to feel empty. And with them saying this, that Godzilla's going to basically live on no matter what, because that's what they plan, it almost makes me want to cry because this is my hero. This is my childhood. This is the thing that, after my dad died, I held on to severely. And the fact that it is breathing and living with me is a thing that makes me just want to cry tears of joy because this is all that matters to me. This is all that matters to me, and I'm glad Toho is finally not becoming stingy with their product. And I'm glad Toho is starting to branch out, because it felt like Toho was so confined and so isolated with themselves, they didn't know what to do. And now they realize it's all about marketing. It's all about capitalizing on this product. It's about making a product that we can distribute everywhere. And it's going to be a big payoff, I believe.
Hey,
and I'm excited.
Man, dude, yeah, man. I can't follow. I can follow. I can't follow that. That was some deep shit right there. Because I feel you, brother. I feel you. I look at what Toho is doing, and I see a lot of things that you had just ran off. I think that, marketing Godzilla for a global audience, a global brand, it can work. I'm not saying it's going to be an automatic success. That nothing is that, okay? Because even the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't an automatic success. And like they said, you're going to have some failures. And there's been some failures. And I'm using Marvel right now as the example because they are the biggest thing going right now. It really is. It's not Star Wars. It's not James Bond. It's not Jurassic Park. It's not Godzilla. It is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And they've had their ups and downs. But to go out there and say, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's give Godzilla some more video games. You know what? They've been making Godzilla toys forever. I mean, I can't name them all, and Gam Z1 ain't here right now to help me out with that. But I mean, from like Bandai to, Monster Arts to NECA, all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's a ton to the Shogun Warriors back in the day. There were Godzilla toys being made throughout history. But let's say like the t-shirts and things like that, posters, things where people go to a store and buy a Spider-Man t-shirt that's sitting next to a Batman t-shirt that is going to be now sitting next to a Godzilla t-shirt. I'm all for that. I like that. That's a check in the right direction. And them not being afraid to take chances, not take chances, but them not being afraid to just open up to us, the worldwide audience. Instead, like you said, stop being stingy. And I get that, but maybe they looked at something like Marvel, or better example, like James Bond, where these movies, they don't just open up to a particular country and stay there. They open up now to the world. It's happening. It's changing. The world is changing. And we are getting a lot more of that, where we look at, instead of in the United States, the domestic take of a movie, we now look at the foreign take, the international take. We look at how China kept King of the Monsters afloat, which is crazy when you think it should be Japan. China's just that much bigger. You look at all of that stuff and you start to take into account these things like, you know what? And this might sound grimy, but it's a business way of looking at things. It's like, we can exploit Godzilla. And I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean that in a sense where, because here I am, and here Brother Chase is, and we're here in the United States of America, and we're Godzilla fans, and we want more Godzilla. And here's Toho saying, let's exploit their want, and let's give it to them. And that, to me, that's no harm, no foul. I'm going, regardless if it's Shin Godzilla or not. I'm in there. Whether it's the Netflix series or not, I'm in there. They got my views. They got my money. Shin Godzilla twice. 3 times because I bought the damn thing.
And if Shin Godzilla gets a sequel, we're going to sit through that and hope it's better than the first one.
I don't know about all that stuff. Unless Godzilla sheds that zombie shit and looks like a normal Godzilla, I don't want nothing to do with that universe anymore, I'm going to be honest with you. Unless it's animated. Do an animated
skin
movie.
grows over his jaw and he doesn't split his jaw.
Mm-hmm. Or, the light show out the spines.
We're not meaning to shit on Shin Godzilla.
Nah, yeah, definitely not. And again, that'll come in due time when we do that review again. But even with Shin Godzilla, honestly, you're right. I'm only kidding. I'm joking. I would go see a sequel to Shin Godzilla if that's the direction they went. I would not hesitate to buy my ticket to see that. Just because it's the big guy. So it's like, for me, it's like Toho has finally said or looked at the success of, and not just Marvel, but I think Marvel has a big piece of this, the success that they have, but just that these big movies in general, and said to themselves, well, shit, we got one of the biggest movie stars of all time. He has a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. He won an MTV Lifetime Achievement Award. And that might not mean much to people. But you know who else won one of those things? Freaking Patrick Stewart, I think, won from freaking John Luke. Come on, man. And Chewbacca won also. Chewbacca, Star Wars. But I'm saying, like, there is Godzilla winning an MTV Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's just put this in perspective for a second, okay? That's crazy. Because the majority of the people watching that award show, and this was like, I don't remember if the internet was around. I sure as hell didn't know that was coming. And I used to watch those shows. I did. I am not lying. I was an MTV head back in them days. But nobody expected that. To see MTV do that and encompass that, then I was like in the 90s. For them to do that then, I mean, and us waiting so long for Toho to come around the way and say, all right, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go worldwide with this son of a bitch. I love it. And yes, I love the idea of them saying, not everything is going to hit. Not everything is going to hit. But what Toho has going for them, and this is what I feel in my heart, is don't start trying to outdo what Hollywood is doing. Make the movies the way you make the movies. Smaller budgets. Yeah, smaller budget, and just do. Because one day, something is going to come out of there that is going to rival 1954's Godzilla. And that's not everybody's cup of tea, right? And I'm not talking about G-fans. I'm talking about outside. But something is going to come around where it's going to be socially conscious, and it's going to hit, and Godzilla is going to be the crux, and then we're going to be talking about that for years and years to come. And I think... I'm not saying I think that is right now what Toho has in mind. That's their line of thought. We can make one thing that's going to stick for the rest of everybody's lives. We owe it to not only ourselves, but to the fans to try to make it happen. And again, with the Criterion Showa DVDs coming out, or Blu-rays coming out, that's a step in the right direction. These quotes from Comic-Con, that is definitely a step in the right direction. And just Toho embracing the world instead of their studios, wherever they're at in Japan. I think it's Tokyo. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But where them, to me, as a Godzilla fan, it is absolutely amazing. And I am so on board the hype train. Make no mistakes about it, brother. I'm trying to get in the damn conductor's chair and choo-choo all the way to the end of the world, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Get into the coal pit, man, and just burn yourself on it. That's where I'm at.
Hell yeah.
I'll make myself look like burning Godzilla.
Let's freaking do it, man. So I'm super stoked about that, man. I really am.
I'm just excited because it's not just movies. It's everything else that comes with it. Like, you can never have too much Godzilla shirts. You can never have too much Godzilla toys.
Right.
Figures or board games or, little, like, pins or just something, just little knickknacks or, like a Godzilla phone cover or something, I am so excited to see, like, what is in store. And I'm wondering, for one, now when does it take off? And I think it might be maybe a year. I think it's this is why I think Godzilla vs. Kong is just kind of in the wish-wash right now, and it's not coming out this year. Toho drops this information. They're going to need something. And, and I could be wrong. The plan could be totally different. They could pull what 2014 did. The plan, this is how I see it. They're going to wait Godzilla vs. Kong to be pushed back. Then they're going to announce at next year's Comic-Con, Godzilla vs. Kong will be coming out here. Then they're going to announce, and also, the line of what we are doing for Godzilla starts here. I see that. Or it could be this. Godzilla vs. Kong does come out in March, as disappointing as it is to me, and I don't want to think about that because I'm worried for this movie, like, stressed out for this movie. This is where I'm at. As a person who has to look at the news and follow this movie when the news starts starting, it makes me nervous. but I'm gonna love it either way because it's Godzilla and Kong, and But I see it this way: Godzilla versus Kong does come out in March. Then they announce we're doing a new Toho movie, and Legendary is also going to be doing this movie. And here's our line of merchandise. I can see that. I totally can see that. So I'm just wondering what's going to be the trigger to this, because right now there's nothing other than, I mean, obviously this box set by Criterion is the first thing. But what's next? This is what I want to know. What's next? Because it sounds like Toho is trying to make a lot of things possible to where Godzilla becomes accessible. So, but just look at everything, man. Toho has now made a new social media site directly for Godzilla. And that is the start. And I just have to sit back and just think and thank that. I think Toho taking into account the social media. I feel like Toho 100% pays attention to what we say. I know they do because they've made comments in the past of what people have said that I've seen on Twitter and everywhere in the Godzilla community. I know Toho pays attention. So I thank that. I also thank Gareth Edwards. And I thank Gareth because I remember when they were at the premiere for 2014, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Takashi. One of the executives said to Gareth, "That is the Godzilla of my childhood." And I think that was a big just an atom bomb that dropped, and Toho became like, holy smokes, it is time. It is time to unleash Godzilla. And I thank Gareth Edwards for this, and I thank Mike Doherty. Thank you both. And I thank Jordan Vaught Roberts. You guys have created a big push for monsters. And I'm on board, man. I'm excited. This is my Marvel. This is my Marvel. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm along for the ride.
I'll tell you right now, Toho comes out with new Godzilla movies, they really should dub it Godzilla Rebirth. And they should stick to let's say make a trilogy. Just do that. Honest to God, I'm not even lying. Do sets of movies in 2s or 3s. But cause the Heisei series was all connected. I love that. It's one of my favorite things because of the connectivity, the continuity. That's why I love that so much. Plus, it hit me at the right age. I was like, oh my God, there's Godzilla movies when I'm a teenager and they're more adult. Yes! And I watch them now and they're really, it's there. But you see what I'm saying though, right? It was more mature than most of the stuff we got in the show when I was watching it as a kid, for the most part. Because when you look at Smog Monster, that's a deep movie. I swear to God it is.
That movie, if you were seeing that when that first came out, probably would have messed you up.
Yeah, definitely. If the drugs did, that movie would.
If you paid attention to it, though, because those things that are messed up, they could just totally scathe past you.
Right. So I'm I'm so... All right, so
I'm going to be honest. I'm trembling right now because of how excited I am.
Oh, right. Here we go. Godzilla Rebirth. I lost my train of thought. Do things like that. You had the Heisei series that did, one big continuity from the original 54 all the way to Destroyer, right? It was 54, then Godzilla 84, 85, all the way to Destroyer. I love things like that. The Millennium series didn't have that until the Kiru Saga, which, again, I'm not really a big fan of, but totally respect what they did there, right? That was continuity, and it was directed. It was directly taking place from 54. Loved it. Do something like that. Do something like Godzilla Rebirth, and do a trilogy of movies that are just one big story. And then if you want to go from that, then do other movies and stuff. But keep it. Whether or not you want to continue that or go in another direction, the Millennium series to me was what's going on. Because if you look at the Showa movies, they were pretty much loose in terms of canon, right? They were loose. The ones that connected was Godzilla Raids Again, to King Kong versus Godzilla, to Godzilla versus Mothra, to Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Ghidorah, but you know what I'm talking about, Ghidorah, to Invasion of Monster Zero or Astro Monster. They were kind of connected. They were all you know, there's another Godzilla. We thought we killed it. No, there's another one here, and this new thing, Anguirus. All right, Godzilla killed Anguirus, and now we got to defeat Godzilla. How? We'll bury it in ice. Boom, boom. Next thing you know, King Kong versus Godzilla. There's an iceberg. There's this weird glow. What is it? Oh, God, it's Godzilla. Holy crap. Godzilla versus King Kong happens. Godzilla disappears. There's an earthquake. What happened? King Kong goes swimming away. There was an earthquake. Why? I don't know. Godzilla tunneled into the earth? Who knows? I don't know. But guess what? Godzilla pops out of the earth in Godzilla versus Mothra. Or Mothra versus Godzilla, however you want to call it. They say, well, maybe the tsunami brought Godzilla to there. Who knows? I always took and will always take it as Godzilla coming out of the earth because he was buried under there by King Kong. That's just me, though. Then,
oh man, I love that.
Yeah, and that's just me. And then you just keep going, you know, like, again.
That's one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Me too, seriously. And then, like, you know, King Ghidorah, and then it makes, there was a loose connectivity in the Showa movies, is what I'm trying to say. They never contradicted, really, Godzilla. Smog Monster, he was flying, and I'm just saying. And then, you know, Mechagodzilla, Terror Mechagodzilla, he had magnetic powers. I'm just saying, but I digress. But the Millennium series didn't do any of that. You had 2000. Now, is Megagearus connected to 2000 or what? Just because the damn thing is the same? Who knows? I don't know. GMK had nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? It was like totally standalone, and I love that movie.
Oh, and it's a brilliant movie.
Right, and the same with Final Wars. It had nothing to do with anything. This Godzilla Rebirth series that I'm trying to pitch is connected. Do some connectivity. Keep it moving along those lines.
Do like the Heisei series part 2. Man, how amazing would that be if they just did the Heisei series continued?
And if not, then do it like that, but incorporate some of the Showa elements where you can actually go a little goofy and do, you know, some weird, wacky stuff. Because
you can still add humor to your movie. I mean, look at Marvel.
Exactly. Excuse me. Exactly.
I just real quick, I just want to add this before you continue. I did find out that the Criterion collection will only have dubs for Gojira and Invasion of Astro Monster, King Kong vs. Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, Son of Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. Megalon, Terror of Mechagodzilla, and that is it. So it's not going to be completely dubbed for every movie.
All right, so I could see where people who don't like subtitles might get turned off by that. I love that news. But again, the only ones that in there that matter to me. So I'm wondering because I know
but that also goes if I already have them anyways, duplicates. I really only need Son of Godzilla anyways. So
see, but I don't know. All right, so that's the question now, and I guess we can definitely figure this out for the next one, whatever the next podcast.
I was meaning like I could still buy that collection, and if I didn't want to watch those movies undubbed, I could just watch what I got dubbed.
Gotcha. Listen.
Or swap the discs.
Or swap the disc. Nice. Good move. Like, to me, it's like, this right here is this to me is, again, Toho saying, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to brand this. We're going to send this out. This is going global. And as a G fan, as a Godzilla fan, I'm going to say thank you so much, Toho, and I'm going to buy this to show my support for you, and hopefully that y'all keep going and don't stop, because we don't want y'all to stop. If Legendary was to stop after Godzilla vs. Kong, Toho, we need you there. We need you to continue doing what you're doing. Look, let's not make no mistake about it. You got Ultraman still making Ultraman shows. You got the Super Sentai show still happening. You got the Kamen Rider still happening. And I get it. Those are TV shows, and they are less money production-wise. But damn it, Toho, you gave us 15 Godzilla movies in the Showa era. 15. Godzilla took a nice little hiatus for about 10 years. Came back strong. Took another hiatus for about 4 years. Came back, started wrecking shop on that shit. Did the whole Heisei series. Took a hiatus from that for about 5 years. Came back, wrecked shop in the Millennium series to a degree. But this is why we love this, because you'll give us the highs and lows. And I love if Toho is saying there's gonna be some lows, but we're gonna reach those highs. If they're going that route, man, I'm for it, bro. I'm for it. Give me whatever. Feed me more. That's from Ryback. I'm sorry, Ryback. Don't sue me.
The thing to me is just like, what Toho said with Godzilla evolving in Hollywood and with and with their series, it doesn't make me worry as much for what happens with Godzilla versus Kong, because I feel like Toho's going to find a way to let Hollywood have its thing anyways. Now, whether that be, I'm not saying that if Godzilla versus Kong does horrible, Toho be like, no more Hollywood movies, or they are, I think that maybe they would give a license to another movie company, or maybe they would just still allow the universe to continue, but with restrictions to certain things. I don't know at this point. All I know is what Takashi said, that Godzilla and Hollywood will evolve along with what Toho is doing as well. So whatever that is, I don't care. I'm just glad he said it.
I am so ready for this. I am blown away.
And I'm sitting here and I'm staring at my wallpaper of Legendary Godzilla roaring at King Ghidorah, and it's this beautiful artwork. And I'm just like, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what else is in store. This is literally what us Godzilla fans have been waiting for.
Seriously. And that movie comes out in about 2 weeks on digital, so, and then a month on, home video. So, we're getting Godzilla, so August we'll get Godzilla, and then we gotta wait a month, and 2 months really, because the Criterion is the 29th. But then, then we get that just in time for Christmas. Let's be for real here, people. Hey, every Godzilla fan out there listening to this podcast, you tell whoever it is you need to tell that all you want for Christmas, unless your birthday comes around like mine and Chase's does around the release, you tell everybody out there, whoever you need to tell, all I want for Christmas is this Godzilla Criterion collection. And give them the pre-order list, send them the link, say do it now, wrap it, leave it in the closet, wherever you got to put it, in the cupboard, I don't care where, leave it in the garage, just know where you left it, so when Christmas Day comes, if you celebrate Christmas, you get to open that gift. If you don't celebrate Christmas, just say, hey, listen, I just want the damn movie, and if you love me enough, you would buy this series for me. Make your voice heard.
It's every year. It's like I tell my family what I want, and then they get me like some of the things that I want, but then they give me like gift cards and stuff I don't need, and I'm like, no. I strictly told my mom, like, no, this year I only want this. I don't want gift cards. I don't want stuff that I can't use. I don't want something that's not what I want.
Right.
Don't waste the money.
Right.
Buy me what I want.
Absolutely.
Do that. Tell your family, tell your friends, get me what I want. This is what I want. Don't ask me what I want if you have no intent of getting what I want.
Remember, you got to do this. You got to go, put your hands together and you got to go, Dear Auntie Jane, all I want, seriously, is this Godzilla, the Showa era films, Criterion collection, and I'd be happy. I don't want a pillowcase. I don't want a blanket or new bed sheets. I don't want a t-shirt that has...
I don't want a holographic lamp of a velociraptor.
Right. Oh, apparently that was something that you had to deal with. But that's what I'm saying. It's all you need. Just give me this box set and I'd be okay with it. Call whoever else in the family you need to call. Let's get the funds together and let's get it done. Seriously. Because I believe, and personally...
Put on a board meeting.
Yeah.
Why you need it.
I personally believe that every Godzilla fan, seriously, needs this box set, deserves this box set. And if Criterion and Toho's come together to release this thing, I honestly believe this is something that we should all own, honest to God. But, hey, listen, that'll do it. We're about to hit that hour mark. I want to say thank you to you, my brother Chase, for being with me on this podcast. I know there was so much we had to talk about, and yet we spent so much time talking about this stuff. But honestly, I liked it. I can't help it. Thank you so much for being here, brother.
Dude, absolutely. This probably was my favorite podcast.
Absolutely, and I was glad you're back to form. And thank you all out there for listening to this podcast. Seriously, I'm not lying when I say this.
Godzilla's reign begins, everybody.
That's right. It's the rebirth Godzilla. Let's do it. Toho, thank you. Criterion, thank you. The fans, thank you. This sounds like this is the last Godzilla Block Party podcast of all time. It's not. It's definitely
no, that's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. So that'll do it for us here. I am G1. Y'all have been dope. Peace.